I finally realized that when I was a classroom teacher, I didn't hate it because of the students or the parents or the teachers or the teaching. I hated it because I felt like I had zero time for myself. So what I decided to do was become an online teacher. And as an online teacher for 4 years, I learned a lot, and I'm going to give some of the pros and cons. The first and probably most important pro is that you get to work from home. So you get to be in your jammies, get to get your chores done throughout the day. I loved that part of it. However, working from home comes with a home office. So if you don't have a home office set up, that is something that you'd have to set up and most likely invest in. The school that I worked for actually ended up giving me a stipend to put towards my home office. So I actually didn't have to spend a lot of money to get it started, but it just depends on where you work. On the other side of that, you do end up saving money on gas and clothes and the maintenance on your car. Most online schools do not pay for how many years you have or how much schooling you have. For me, it wasn't a huge issue because I went into online teaching as a second-year teacher, so it wasn't a huge pay difference. But for somebody that's been working in a district for a long time, it could be a big difference. As far as the actual planning and teaching goes, getting into online teaching will make you feel like you are a first-year teacher again. There is a lot to the world of online teaching, and it is so different from classroom teaching just in terms of engagement, communication, planning, all that different stuff. So it will be a learning curve. If you are really tech savvy, then you will do really well with online teaching. But I know a lot of teachers that weren't tech savvy that got into online teaching, and they did not like it because they were spending hours a day trying to figure this stuff out. Another thing is that with online teaching, student engagement is not as easy because obviously they're not with you. So you really have to pull out all the stops to get these kids to engage. On top of that, you have to communicate with parents a lot more because they're the ones that are with the kid all day and like guiding them through the day. This really does depend on the age group though. A lot of high school, you don't really have to communicate as much, obviously, but I taught middle school, so I did have to communicate a little bit more, and obviously elementary was a lot more. If you're thinking about getting into online teaching and you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I want to answer them because this is something that I loved doing outside of classroom teaching, and I think it's a really good route for a lot of teachers to go if they're not happy with teaching right now.